Hi again, everybody. This is Robert Kennard. Welcome to week 1 of Education 558. This is a reading week. The primary reading assignment is to read chapters 1 and 2 in our textbook, which is the 10th edition of our book on California school finance. So again, reading chapters 1 and 2. And we'll have a chance to talk a little bit about that reading Wednesday night when we meet on Collaborate. In addition, you'll see that there are 4 supplemental readings that are listed in the Week 1 tab. And I want to just talk a little bit about those readings. The first reading is a School Revenue Finance Manual. It's a PDF put out by Public Policy Institute of California, and it's actually 300 pages. No, I don't expect you to read 300 pages. This manual was actually printed in 2009. So it describes what was then the way schools were funded. And as you're going to learn, we've had a fair amount of change since 2009. But I would suggest perusing the front section of the document, particularly the introduction that gives a summary of how schools are funded. You can learn a lot from that. The next reading is a very short Q&A put out by an organization called EdSource. It's also dated 2009, and again it describes the system that was then in place. The next little nugget, also put out by EdSource, is a description of the local control funding formula, which is actually how we are now funding schools in California. It's a very short summary, it's only 2 pages, and you should take some time and look that over. The last resource in the supplemental readings is a link to the website of an organization called School Services of California. School Services sells its services to school districts all over the state. It's not a website that is generally accessed by day-to-day school administrators at the site level. I was a principal for 10 years, an AP for 9 years. I never went there. And in fact, you'll discover that parts of the School Services website are inaccessible if you're not a paying subscriber. But it does give you a sense of just how complex school finance is. Think about it this way. It's so complex that school boards all over California hire this firm to help them to figure it out. So that's a thing that's worth knowing. The next thing I want to talk to you about is that 2 of the assignments in the course ask you to do some work related to the budget for your school, the school you're working in right now. Assignment number 1 is an analysis of your site budget, and then assignment number 5 is actually how to plan the next one. In order to do those assignments, you need to set up a meeting with your principal. Yes, your principal. And my recommendation is that you set that meeting during the second week of the class. Given how busy principals are, and given that we are entering into testing season, my suggestion is that you set that meeting up as quickly as possible, because if you're unable to get it done, you'll find it very difficult to complete assignment 1 and assignment 5. Okay, so get those done as quickly as possible. The last thing I want to tell you is that we will meet each other virtually Wednesday night on Collaborate. I'll host 2 sessions. One session will start at 6. The other session will start at 7:30. And our primary objective, of course, will be just to get to know each other a little bit better. But there are also going to be some learning objectives in this. I'm going to try and ensure that by the time we finish this discussion Wednesday night, that you have the beginning grasp of how we actually fund schools in California. And how it's changed, because it has changed quite a bit since I was a kid. It's changed quite a bit since my own children were kids. So that's enough for now. Start reading chapter 1 and chapter 2 in the textbook. You'll find that after each chapter there are some questions and some workbook activities. While you never have to turn those activities into me, you should do them. It's essential to help you process and understand the material, and it'll help you to figure out which material is perhaps more important or more essential. That's it for now. Get started. It's going to be a good week. Take care. Bye now.